Hey guys, this is Pixarman 2001, and I'm back with another video today. And this is another one of my sort of movie franchise collection kind of videos that I've been doing lately. This is my Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit collection. Now, I do have the animated Lord of the Rings, and I do have the animated Return of the King TV movie, but I'm not going to show those today. I don't really know where they are right now. I have, they're in another room, but this is meant to be about the Peter Jackson series. But what I should mention, actually, before I start, is I do have this DVD, which is kind of cool. That's a documentary about the whole Tolkien fandom, narrated by Dominic Monaghan from the trilogy. This is Ringer's Lord of the Fans. Great documentary if you can find it. Definitely really enjoyed this a lot. It really focuses on the hippie culture of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, so, like the books. This is put out by Sony Pictures, but it's an independent movie produced in association with OneRing.net, which is a Lord of the Rings fan site. So, yeah. But on to the video. Again, I'm not showing you the extended editions. Or, not the extended edition, the VHS, excuse me. Yeah, I have theatrical versions and extended versions on VHS. I might do another video about those, actually, but right now, this is what you get, so. Heck, because it's such a small collection, I might just do that on my TikTok or something. So, yeah. Now, the way they used to release the movies back in the day, they used to release a theatrical version in the spring or summer, like the summertime. And then in the fall, they released the extended edition, which they were two completely different DVD sets, completely unique special features, sort of meant to be sort of double dip. They were sort of a double dip at the time, basically. So, and these are Canadian copies, as you can see, because I'm from Canada. Well, actually, not all of them are from that, but yeah. You'll see basically what I mean. But yeah, this is the theatrical version of Fellowship of the Ring. Again, at the time, you get these in either widescreen or full screen. I have the widescreen version of all of them because that's how I roll. So, yeah. So the bonus features on here were very much like it was just sort of you just had Dolby Digital 5.1 for audio, no GTS or whatever. But this one, or Dolby Digital 5.1 EX, excuse me. But the bonus features on here were mostly promotional material and stuff, but they were kind of cool. So we had 3 in-depth programs, which were Welcome to Middle-earth, Quest for the Ring, and A Passage to Middle-earth. They were from, I think, like, television specials. One was, I think, an in-source special from Hoofton Mifflin, however you say it. I forget, I don't know exactly how you pronounce that name, but it's a bookstore. And then some featurettes created for LordOfTheRings.net. A 10-minute behind-the-scenes preview of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And then an original theatrical trailer and TV spot. Enya's May It Be music video, a preview of Electronic Arts' video game, The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, which was released on PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox. I have the GameCube version. It also had a Game Boy Advance release as well, but it was, of course, a different game. So keep in mind when I say video games was on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah. An inside look at the special extended DVD edition of The Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring, and some DVD ROM content. So here is the disc 1 and disc 2, and right here cool artwork here, mostly old photographs, DVD ROM instructions, and then here is the over $350 in discounts and savings. Most of these expired by the end of 2002, like late 2002, early 2003, so let's see, this one, yeah, expires December 31st, 2002. Yeah, so that basically says special extended edition. That's the prototype artwork that didn't end up actually looking like that. So you basically get a coupon, $8 off. $5 off DVD or VHS of Dungeons & Dragons, Little Nicky, Dark City, J.R.R. Tolkien, Origin of the Rings, and Princess Mononoke. Find the ring, enter for a chance to win. I don't know how you're supposed to find the ring, but yeah. Yeah, so that's why it's a contest. That's sort of like, it's just a guessing game, like a luck. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, some toys or whatever from Games Workshop. New Zealand Tourism. Noble Collection. And then the Fellowship of the Ring Visual Companion book. I actually have that book, actually. It's really cool. I'll have to do a... I just show maybe make a video on YouTube of some of my book, like my entertainment-based books, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy books. Of course, the version we have of those is like an old single-volume edition that I think belonged to my aunt originally, actually. Then get $10 off when you order the video game directly from the EA store. Play as Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli in the interactive version of Two Towers. Offer expires February 28th, 2003, so all these things expired 20 years ago, so it's, yeah, but these are still pretty cool. Lord of the Rings Fan Club, exclusive watches. And then some collector wall scrolls. And then Burger King. They should have said, this is a meal fit for a king, or something like that. And then that's it. So, because the other side is the same exact thing, but in French. Because this is Canadian copies, and we have two national languages. English and French. And that's the thing about the American ones. They all have cases that are like, Fellowship is green, Two Towers is red, Return of the King is blue, although, of course, they're sort of darkened version of those colors. And they have the same sort of things, I guess, but the case, like the full screen editions, actually have the banners sort of that color. But the cases in Canada are just black. So yeah, this was released on August 6th, 2002, and then November 12th, 2002, we got this one. This is the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring Special Extended DVD Edition. Now, I'm not going to be mentioning what the special features are in the Extended Edition until we get to the Blu-ray box set, because it streamlines them, but it's sort of a bit easier for me to read. But I'll show you the insides. I have a map listed, of course, but I won't go into them until we get to the Extended Blu-ray set. But yeah, this one you got signed by John Rhys Davies. Now, I like to keep sort of like a lot of my I have got my Star Wars and Indiana Jones box set signed. I since got replacement copies of those exact same sets, so I could actually take them out and look at them. And I have my signed copies up in the closet where I sort of keep my childhood copies and other oddities, sort of. But like I said, anyway, here is the Fellowship of the Ring. Special extended DVD edition, and this is actually a reprint copy too. What I would like to find for all the extended editions are the ones that have the statues included, like the whatever. I haven't been able to find them for a good price, but if I ever do find them, I will definitely pick those up, because those are really cool, and I want to sort of keep these pristine. They're starting to white there a bit, so. Yeah, this is a later pressing, because I actually got this new in the store in 2014. Even though these editions were actually, I think, out of print by that point, they still had one in stock, so. There's the case. So yeah, 2 discs right there. I'll try to get the artwork out of there. Very nice. So the movie's cost 2 discs. It's got DTS and Dolby Digital, DTS-ES and Dolby Digital 5.1EX. And it's got 4. I know these have 4 commentaries, which is really cool. So then we have the appendices, which are the bonus features. So we have, which are much more in depth than the theatrical set. But we have part 1 from book to vision, and part 2 from vision to reality. Very nice. Also, I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended editions when they came back to my local theater at the end of 2019. That was a lot of fun seeing them all on the big screen extended. It was the way to see the movies. It's got a map of Middle Earth there. Very nice. Here's the book. You can read that, and if you want to read it in French, there you go too. There's the scene selections. Tells you what's new and extended and the same as before. So here's the, basically this side right here is the appendices part 1. You can see the map here. Sorry, it's kind of shiny, so it kind of glares. But there you go, if you can read that. I'll read you the list once I get to the Blu-ray. Then here's the appendices part 2. Isn't as large, but yeah. And the DVD ROM content again, so. Yeah. Very nice set. Very, very cool. Sorry, it's hard to do this one-handed, so. But yeah, very nice. And John Rhys Davies, I met him twice. He also signed my Indiana Jones trilogy box set in 2012. I met him again in 2015, and he signed this one. Very great fella, definitely. Definitely really nice. He's Gimli, but the guy who played Gimli, by the way. Then here's the Two Towers. This was released on August 26th, 2003. Quite a few releases came out that day. I know the VHS and DVD of John Denver and the Muppets Rocky Mountain Holiday came out on that day. But the special itself was from 20 years before that. And now that's 20 years ago, so wow, that's hard to believe. But yeah, and also I know that Blue's Clues Shapes and Colors and Dora the Explorer Rhymes and Riddles came out that day. And I think The Simpsons Season 3 came out that day, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong on that date, though. And then Supreme Film Adventure of Our Time. As stated by Richard Corliss of Time. So yeah, it's a coincidence. Gollum is the main marketing focus for this one. Again, same audio, subtitle things, whatever. Bonus features, we have 2 television specials from the film. We got On Set, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Return to Middle-earth. Again, I forget what networks they're from, but whatever. We also got a short film directed by Sean Astin called The Long and Short of It, and also the making of The Long and Short of It. Some featurettes created for LordofTheRings.net. An exclusive 10-minute behind-the-scenes preview of The Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Original theatrical trailers and TV spots. Gollum song music video by Emiliana Torini. A preview of Electronic Arts video game The Lord of the Rings Return of the King, which was released on PC, PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, Game Boy Advance. Again, the Game Boy Advance is different. I have the GameCube version of that, so. An inside look at the special extended DVD edition of The Lord of the Rings Two Towers. And exclusive online content, DVD-ROM. Also, I don't know why these movies are rated 14A. Like, most movies of this, like, these are fine. It's, like, if Marvel movies and stuff are PG and stuff, like, most of the movies like this, like, how come the Dark Knight trilogy is PG, whereas this is 14A? That should be reversed, I think, so. There's the, yeah, it depends on the ratings were really weird back then, but yeah. Because I do have a Fellowship of the Ring, one I'm not showing here. It's like a modern copy with, like, very cheap looking, but it has a Lego slipcover to promote the Lego Movie 2. And Warner Brothers has since assumed the rights and reassumed the rights in Canada to publish them. Except Return of the King theatrical, you never see that in stores anymore, like in Canada, but like they still sell Fellowship and Two Towers. But Fellowship and Two Towers, I've seen those copies, including the one I have a PG rating, but then when they're on the box sets, they're now back to 14A for some reason. I don't know why. But PG is definitely what suits those films, I think, so. And I do also have a Two Towers theatrical Blu-ray that I just bought because the slipcover was cool, so. But that was it, but again, I'm not showing this today. So there's disc 1 and disc 2. And then inside, again, we have the there's scene selections, supplements. There's Eowyn. And then DVD-ROM instructions. And then again, one of these things, all these things expired in like late 2003, early 2004, so 20 years ago. Look inside for precious offers. Yeah, that's a terrible Gollum impression, but whatever. And there's a nice picture. It looks more like the theatrical poster, actually, so. The save, you save $8 on the special extended VHS and DVD editions or the collector's DVD gift set. And for Dare, yeah, the entered a winter trip for to Middle-earth, New Zealand. It's one place I definitely want to go someday. And then Duracell batteries, save $150 instantly. And then Score 4 for LA Sony Ericsson sweepstakes. Win a trip afforded when exclusive premiere screening of The Lord of the Rings Return of the King in Los Angeles. Entry forms only available at any participating Rogers AT&T wireless and authorized location. And since that had to be drawn with the movie was theatrically released, that draw date was November 12th, 2003. The movie came out on December 17th, 2003. Fully loaded, special edition, no downloads required. This is Sony Ericsson. That's aka the phone that James Bond uses in Casino Royale. So then see for free, score 2 movie passes by mail when you purchase the Sony Ericsson T306 headset at any Rogers AT&T wireless. More Noble Collection stuff. Yeah, because that's the thing. A lot of the stuff in the Fellowship of the Ring was actually promoting Two Towers, and a lot of the stuff inside the Two Towers one is promoting Return of the King. So, because this is around the time like it was coming out in theaters. And then in the back is just everything in French. So, yeah, I always get disappointed when it's the same stuff, but then in French, like not because I can't speak French or whatever, but that's probably one reason. But also because literally the same exact content, just in another language. So, but yeah, there's Two Towers, and then we also have the Two Towers set edition. This is the only one I have that sort of matches with the theatrical because this is a Canadian copy and is an original pressing. So, and this one was signed by Billy Boyd, another awesome fella. Definitely met him. I met him at my local convention, HalCon, in 2018, and I even took selfies with him. And that's the thing about that, is that he's very nice. He paid like $50 and took a bunch of selfies, and awesome. He was great signing the thing too. Very, very nice guy. And yeah. What also happened here though is that I was just gonna say something. I just lost my train of thought there. I'm going to be seeing him in a play at our local theater company. In I think February or March or so. It's him and Dominic Monaghan are both in it. It's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So that'll be cool. And that's of course the play. Like, you know, they always say like if the Lion King is Hamlet and Lion King 2 Simba's Pride is Romeo and Juliet, then Lion King 1.5, which is basically like the what happened to Timon and Pumbaa during the Lion King, Vince the Lion King, is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So that's yeah, there's the back there. This one I bought off Kijiji about 10 years ago, so it's quite nice. But again, if I ever do see the ones that are, because I want to keep these sort of pristine. If I do ever see the ones that are the one that's in the with the Gollum statue, then I'll probably get that. So there's part 1. It's sort of a red tint on the disc too, much like the first one. It's sort of a green. And there's part 2. And then we have the appendices, part 3, The Journey Continues. There's Treebeard. I think John Rhys Davies also plays Treebeard as well. And there's part 4, The Battle for Middle-earth Begins. There's another nice map of Middle-earth. I don't know if I showed the thing yet. It's the Gandalf coming out of the shadows. As the Honest Trailer guy says, even when they die, they come back whiter. So yeah, there's not a lot of people of color in these. I don't think there's any actually, but yeah. Special extended edition. That in the appendices. And then again, I'll show you the appendices. Here's part 3. The Journey Continues. It's mapped out a little bit different looking than the other one. Oh, if I can get that to, if I can get that to stay open without. Make it clear so you can actually read the stuff on there. And then here's part 4. Pretty sure there's an Easter egg on here too of the I can't remember if it was this one or the theatrical of Gollum's speech at the MTV Movie Awards when he won Best Visual. He starts to trash talk Andy Serkis and Peter Jackson and all the team at Weta Digital, and then he trashes Dobby. Or one side of him loves Dobby, and the other side thinks he's terrible. So it's pretty funny because, yeah, Chamber of Secrets and Two Towers came out the same year, and since Dobby and Gollum are sort of both like weird tiny creatures, they're sort of often sort of compared to each other, I guess. Sort of like how Gandalf and Dumbledore are sort of compared. Though I think Gollum is more like I saw a good thing on Facebook, like how to create an epic sort of story like that. The Gollum was under the character striving for redemption, which was more in line with Snape for Harry Potter or Darth Vader for Star Wars. Like, it's an interesting because like the evil dictator, like there's like Palpatine or Voldemort or Sauron. Also, the main hero usually gets taken by a bearded old man who's tells him he's special. So that's like Dumbledore and Hagrid, actually, but I think more Dumbledore. And then Gandalf and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the main character lives with his aunt and uncle, or aunt or uncle, whatever. So like Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and then like Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, and then Bilbo is Frodo's uncle. So yeah, basically a similar idea. And yeah, that's basically. But I'm not gonna go through all that, but still, you get the idea. And that was released on November 18th, 2003, I think. That extended edition, and then we have the final theatrical version, which was released a little earlier than most the other DVDs. This was released on May 25th, 2004. Because the previous DVD sets didn't come out because they needed time to make the sneak preview for the next movie, but since there was no next movie to promote, they could put this one out early, so. And this one, well, also probably to capitalize on the Oscars one, because it was one of only 3 movies that won all 11 Oscars it was nominated for, which was the sweeping film. The other 2 were Titanic, which very rightly deserves it as well. And both actually had Bernard Hill in them, actually. Bernard Hill plays King Theoden in Lord of the Rings, and he played the captain of the Titanic, so and then also, and I think the previous one before that was Ben-Hur. So yeah, and all those movies are usually around 200 minutes. So there's the back. Yeah, the 3 television specials here. We got the Quest Fulfilled, The Director's Vision, A Filmmaker's Journey, The Making of Return of the King, and a National Geographic special for Beyond the Movie, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I know that they had a Fellowship of the Ring one too, and that was included as a bonus disc in that whatever the extended gift set of Return of the King. Same with like how the Two Towers one had a Gollum disc, and the Return of the King had Creating Lord of the Rings Symphony. I used to have the Beyond the Movie and the Symphony, but I got rid of those. So. But yeah, I hope to find the actual sets that they're included in originally. So, but then featurettes we got, which were created for LordOfTheRings.net, original theatrical trailers and TV spots, a trilogy super trailer, a special look at Electronic Arts' Lord of the Rings series of video games, which highlights the Battle for Middle-earth, which I have on PC, which is a PC game that I have on PC in the Battle for Middle-earth collector's edition, like the box set or whatever, the anthology, which includes both Battle for Middle-earth and all the expansions and stuff. So it's pretty cool. That's like a real-time strategy game, so it's sort of different than other Lord of the Rings games, which are more action-adventure, hack and slash. So there's disc 1, disc 2, then and this thing didn't come inside my copy. I got it in a wholesale lot. I got it like an American copy of it, I think. Wholesale lot. But this came inside there, so I figured like I'll just take it out and just put it in mine, just for fun, because it's kind of cool. So the biggest laughs come in smallest packages. You get Elf on DVD and VHS November 2004, and I have both the DVD and the VHS of that, along with the Blu-ray that came in the Ultimate Edition. Very crappy Blu-ray transfer though. Very terrible, like water could DNR'd to heck. In fact, they knew they messed it up so badly that the beginning of the Blu-ray says, the quality of the audio and video on this Blu-ray disc may reflect the age of the source materials. So they knew they messed up. And then here's the coupon. Special savings coming holiday 2004. They don't even have a picture of the gift set. Yeah. Offer expires February 28th, 2005. So that's nearly 19 years ago. So yeah. And then, sorry about that. You hear in the background. Yeah. So here's the Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Majestic offers inside from Sharp, Noble Collection, Xbox, Hasbro, and more. There's another picture there. Really cool. More like the theatrical poster. Then save $8 off. Because again, this offer was only valid. Because that's the thing about New Line Cinema at the time. Their releases were put out by Alliance Atlantis in Canada at the time. Up until, I think, like their older ones were still put out by Alliance Atlantis for many years after that. But then but like after the Time Traveler's Wife, they stopped. Warner Brothers just released them themselves because they weren't actually. They just literally became a division of Warner Brothers Pictures. So, but I think probably just when the contract was up or something. So, it sort of coincided with that. But yeah, we can see that's why there's a different. Yeah, but in the U.S. it was New Line that put them out themselves, which were manufactured by the same place that did all the Warner Brothers and HBO stuff. At the time, they were all separate home video divisions, very autonomous. So therefore, they all had their own slates or whatever. But they were all considered. Sort of like how MGM was with Warner Brothers for a while too. Look at the Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. The fill-in to win a 30-inch widescreen LCD panel. Look how far we've come from that. And then you could win one of 3 Lord of the Rings: Return of the King prize packs for Xbox. Plus 100 video games available to be won. And I have that game on the GameCube, so. And I have an original Xbox, of course, but I have a lot of game consoles actually, so. It's good to play together. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King games from Hasbro. We get the chess set and Risk. I think there's isn't there like a Clue Lord of the Rings or something? Like I think there's Monopoly. They have some of that's a Parker Brothers game. And I think Clue is maybe Parker Brothers is owned by Hasbro because they have Monopoly there. And I'm pretty sure Parker Brothers was bought out by Hasbro or something. So if anyone knows the history of that, let me know. More Noble Collection offers. And then we have Complete Your Collection. The first 2 movies also available on VHS. And then everything, like I said, is in French. So I'll just stick that all inside back there. So keep in mind, if you ever buy this, you're not going to get this inside. Because, like, I just found it from another copy. So if you ever buy this Canadian copy, you're not going to get that elf ad inside. I just thought I'd put it in there because it was cool. And this one I haven't gotten it signed, but this one I hope to get it signed eventually. I hope someone like Miranda Otto can come. Or even if Billy Boyd came again or something. It would be nice to actually have Don McMonahan sign it, actually. But I don't think I'll be able to get to meet him after the show, because I'm just paying for the show. It'd be nice, but I don't think I will, so. But yeah. But even then, I probably wouldn't be bringing this along with me, so. But yeah, this is the Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Yeah, but this was released, I think, December 14th, 2004, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong on that date, but yeah. And then, back there. That's the end of the Grey Havens when they're all going on the ships. The end of the movie, ships to Valinor or whatever. And then this is an American copy. Actually, I found this at that convention actually in the vendors area, and so therefore I didn't yeah, this is an American copy from New Line Cinema, so yeah, but it's the exact same contents on the disc, just, yeah. There's some in fact, I think they use the same exact thing, it's just that the Alliance Atlantis logo actually is buried deeper than the files of American New Line releases. They just so they don't have to they can just reuse the assets. It would just save them a lot of money, but they just sort of program the discs to play that logo in Canada, whereas in the US they don't. They still have the American rating screens and stuff even on there. A lot of things like Artisan Entertainment and like Miramax Films, who had their stuff distributed by Alliance Atlantis at the time as well, they just used their American discs, like the contents of them exactly as they were. So like that's why even though like Spy Kids 1, the Canadian VHS has a trailer for Fellowship of the Ring. That's one of the only Alliance Atlantis releases I can think of with a trailer. Whereas the Canadian release has trailers for like A Wrinkle in Time and Kim Possible, the stuff that was on the VHS in America. So. And there's the Appendices Part 5. Trying to get that all in the picture. And then there's Appendices Part 6. Yeah, because the appendices are there. Yeah, part 3, Part 5, The War of the Ring, and Part 6, The Passing of an Age. So that's what they're called. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, very cool. Now, they were trying to make a Blu-ray release in 2006, Blu-ray and HD DVD at the time, actually, but they couldn't. They had these new bonus features created for those, so they're like, what are we going to do with them? So they created a release that has, it's like double-sided discs, or like, it includes both the theatrical version and the extended. Now, they say it includes seamless branching, so I'm not sure if the way they do it, I'm not sure if the way they do it is they have theatrical on one side, extended on the other, and have them heavily compressed, or if they have the, sort of different elements of both, and they sort of randomize it sort of using the seamless branching, like, where both cuts are split between two sides, but whatever happens, sort of they choose from one, like a seamless branching like they did, you know what I mean? Or if they just have one side is theatrical, one side extended. I would assume it would be harder to do it that way, but if anyone has those releases, please let me know, because I have no plans to buy them, because of what their only exclusive bonus features were later ported to the Blu-ray set, which I have, so. And then they released the Blu-ray set, theatrical version in April 2010. Yeah, those ones are from August 2006. Those original, or those like ones that were the Costa Botes documentaries, the flipper discs or whatever. The April 2010 is when they released the Blu-ray set theatrical version. I have just the 2 towers for that, but I'm not going to show it. It's just I have it as a novelty, just because I kind of like the nice cover that it had. But basically, the only new features in that, because the second disc of that is just literally the same exact second disc. For each movie, this bonus feature is literally the same bonus feature disc from those theatrical DVD releases. The only new bonus feature on the Blu-ray, while it has better picture and sound on the DVD, is a trailer for the Lord of the Rings Aragorn's Quest, which was on Wii and PlayStation 3. I have the PlayStation 3 version, or PS3 as it was called by then. They started marketing as PS3. And then also they had a smaller end version on PSP and PS2, and an even smaller end one on the Wii, so. But I like the PS3 version. That game's underrated because it's quite easy. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's such an easy game," but sometimes it's fun to play easy games and stuff. Like ones like, especially with me, I'm on the autism spectrum, so my motor skills sometimes can be very bad. So sometimes it's easy for that. But I think playing video games in general have made my motor skills a lot better. So that's what's always good about that. So, but I will show the Blu-ray set now here. This was released June 28th, 2011. I originally had the 2012 reprint that had it was terrible. Like the discs were all scratched in there because it was a terrible case. It was a very cheap looking package. But I found this one. I rarely ever take this one out anymore, so to look at because I want to protect the discs sort of. But it's a nice package. I got this actually at a pawn shop. I think it was like $20 I paid for this nice set. Very, very nice looking set. We can see you get a map of Middle Earth, and we get the all the guys there. So, and I have them sort of all like that. So there's the box. Let's look in here. So. Nice shiny gold. And they're I know that Blue Collection. They used to have a video of this on the internet, like of the Lord of the Rings. I think they unlisted it or like made it private recently. But I have a whole archive of Blue Collection's old Blu-ray videos and some of the ones I used to watch him his because he was the guy. Blue Collection was the one who got me into doing this. But I remember in that video he got the set and he got his Fellowship of the Ring had 2 part 2s and no part 1, so he had to get another one from Amazon. And he did the whole saga of him opening up, and it was sounded so painful for him. Like I felt for that. I felt for the man. So here's Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring extended edition. And again, it's got the same 4 commentaries, but it's now in high definition. The DVD's appendices are exactly the same as the ones on the DVD here. The way they streamlined it is basically say, 6 documentaries covering J.R.R. Tolkien, the adaptation process and planning the film, designing and building Middle Earth. Plus a visit to What a Workshop taking a close-up look at costumes, weapons, armor, and creatures, and miniatures created for the film. Interactive Middle-earth map tracing the journey of the Fellowship. Galleries of art and accompanying slideshows with commentaries by the artists. Includes an archive of nearly 2,000 images. Storyboards and pre-visualization sequences of the film comparisons. And then Part 2, Revision to Reality. Includes 8 documentaries covering the cast, principal photography, a day in the life of a Hobbit, visual effects, post-production, editing, music and sound, and the release of the film. Galleries of behind-the-scenes photos. And the Fellowship of the Ring behind the scenes is that Costa Botes documentary. And the discs right here, pretty similar, just they have different labels now. Got new artwork on the behind the scenes there too, so that's good. I don't need to show these that has the exact same information as that, but I'll just sort of show you one of them. Legend menu, still frame, video clip, play all. It's kind of cool. They have that like a legend sort of showing what's what. And there's no DVD ROM content. They don't have, and it's nice that they're all sort of like some of the ones some of them felt like parchment, some of them were just sort of glossy. This one they all are parchment, so that's nice. And then here's the 2 towers. Very shiny. And then, so this one again, the 4 commentaries right there, you can see. And so the appendices, part 8, the journey continues, part 3, the journey continues. 5 documentaries exploring how the book was adapted into a screenplay, the origins of Middle Earth, designing Middle Earth, a visit to What a Workshop, and an in-depth look creating and bringing Gollum to life. 2 interactive maps, which are the Middle Earth Atlas and New Zealand as Middle Earth, and galleries with audio commentaries, includes an archive of over 1,500 images. And then the appendices part 4, the Battle for Middle Earth begins. We have 8 documentaries cover the filming process, visual effects, editing, music and sound, stunts, and fight training, and a visit to Weta Digital. Interactive sound demonstration of the Battle of Helm's Deep, and galleries with audio commentaries, including an archive of nearly 300 images in the behind the scenes. And then here's the Return of the King. Again, there's 4 commentaries. The appendices part 5, The War of the Ring, includes 6 documentaries revealing how the book was adapted into a screenplay, designing Middle Earth, a visit to the Weta Workshop, costume design, and more. 2 interactive maps of Middle Earth Atlas and New Zealand as Middle Earth. Galleries with audio commentaries, includes an archive of over 2,000 images. And the appendices part 6, The Passing of an Age, includes 7 documentaries covering the filmmaking process, visual effects, editing, music and sound, and a touching tribute as cast members bid farewell to Middle Earth and the characters they played. And production photos gallery, and then the behind the scenes. So yeah, that's extended Blu-rays, and these are probably at the time was the best edition to get. And I think even to this day it is. They have a newer box set of this that's more flimsy and has a different box, like it's more dark, like sort of a copper top, but it has like a black. Basically, looks like the colors of a Duracell battery, basically. So you get a Duracell because one of the ads in there, I think one of the DVDs had a Duracell thing. So it's the same disc, and that's the best content wise if you can get it, because the movies are on 4K now, but they don't include like any special features. So if you're able to get the Blu-ray set, I recommend that one. Like if you had the money, probably get both. But I'm not gonna get the 4Ks myself. I'm just fine with the Blu-rays. Like I know a lot of people say like, well, you gotta have the better picture quality, but I have to pick and choose what I buy. So like Lord of the Rings was one that like I don't upgrade. I've upgraded way more movies from DVD to Blu-ray than I have from Blu-ray to 4K. And there is still a difference between Blu-ray and 4K, but like Lord of the Rings was one of the DVD ones I had that I definitely upgraded to Blu-ray because it's cool. But I just like, nowadays I'm more of a thing, I'd rather not have whatever the best version is. I want whatever best reflects the time it was made. Like, unless it's VHS, then I either get it. Most like sometimes like a lot of movies I have on DVD, but like Die Hard, for example. I only have Die Hard 1, 2, and I hope to get number 3 on Blu-ray because I don't care to own any of the other Die Hards after that. And since those were all pre-DVD, then it's fine just for me to have that on Blu-ray. Same with movies like Lady Hawk and Princess Bride, Yellow Submarine, Sound of Music, Ferris Bueller, Scrooge, Christmas Vacation. A lot of those sort of older movies that are like that. So Howard the Duck is another one of those too. So yeah. Still, yeah, because I remember I got The Shining on DVD recently for free, but I don't think it's going to work. It looks kind of beaten up, so hopefully I'll be able to get the Blu-ray of that sometime, because I just watched The Shining for the first time this year. Loved it, so it was Halloween. So, yeah, there's the Lord of the Rings, the Motion Picture Trilogy. Now we get to the ever-so-divisive Hobbit Trilogy. The Hobbit Trilogy was made in the 48 frames per second. I saw the first movie in theaters when I was it came out when I was 11. Then I was 12 for the second, and I was 13 for the third. For Lord of the Rings, I didn't see it in theaters because I was 0, 1, and 2, respectively. That was releases, but the Fellowship, or the Fellowship, the Unexpected Journey in HFR 3D, the 48 frames per second, it just looks so weird. It looked, even though it's supposed to look more of like a realistic frame rate, it somehow made it look way more unnatural. So, like, I just thought it was like not as good. So, and apparently it actually made people nauseous. So I don't know if that was an urban legend or if it was sort of not urban legend, like exaggerated. So I think it might have been exaggerated, but still, that's interesting because 3D in itself apparently makes a lot of people nauseous. So, but I don't even have 3D TV, but I always like the 3D comic packs, especially since the Hobbit ones always had such nice ones. So this is the Hobbit Unexpected Journey. This release was from I think March 2013. Usually they come out in March with the theatrical, and then in November with the extended. And so like I said, the first movie, since that was a 2012 theatrical release, those releases were in 2013 on DVD and Blu-ray, or on Blu-ray and DVD, whatever. So like I said, this is Blu-ray 3D plus Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy. Includes 10 production videos. Embark on your own journey behind the camera with director Peter Jackson as he personally guides you through the adventure of creating The Hobbit. Join him from the start of production and visit Hobbiton, go on location, see how Jackson pushed the boundaries of 3D and walk the red carpet in 10 concert video blogs he created especially for fans. I don't think there's any other bonus features on here. I'm not 100% sure if there's a whole list of them. I'll have to look that up, actually. So, and that's the thing, like, were you guys always a fan of these big Blu-ray 3D cases that differentiated it? Or, like Disney would always, they just have a regular Blu-ray case. I actually kind of prefer that, because, or like what Sony used to do, they used to have a case with just the Blu-ray logo, but it was clear to differentiate it from the regular Blu-rays. This code, of course, was used years ago. Lost all my Ultraviolet movies. That was stupid, how they had Ultraviolet was the stupidest thing, but really should have opened people up to how digital media isn't really yours. Physical media is yours. Digital is not. I wish people would listen to that. I wish people would listen when I say that and not shrug it off, but have fun when your favorite movie is written off for taxes, so. Yeah, especially Warner Brothers releases now, so that's the, knowing the guy running it. Don't even know the guy, but I hate him so much, but yeah. Or not hate him, like, you know what I mean, like, hate's a bit of a strong word, but still. yeah, I very strongly dislike that guy. The guy who runs Warner Brothers now. And hopefully he'll be out of there soon, so yeah. Not counting on it, though. But anyways, back to what I was saying before. There's an ad for the Armies of the Third Age. I think it's a mobile game. Pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. The Blu-ray 3D was split between two discs. This is so long. A lot of longer movies do that on 3D. Like, I know Avatar did that. And then there's the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, the special features, which I think is just those production diaries. And then the DVD, which is just the movie, bare bones. Is it just me, or like movies that came out after 2009 on DVD, like movies that came out like fall 2009 or later on DVD look terrible in terms of picture quality because that's when Blu-ray was the mainstream. Like, I don't know why, but anytime I see someone owning just the DVD, like, of a movie from 2011 or later, I don't say 2010 or later because I didn't get a Blu-ray player myself until 2010, but I got a lot of movies from 2010 that Christmas that were from previously in the year at Christmas, so that's why. But like anytime I see a movie, like it's sort of like I don't know, maybe I'm just sort of a purist or something about that, but like maybe OCD or about that or something, but I'm not 100% sure, so. But it's still like if someone has The Hobbit on just DVD, I'd probably look at them and wonder, like, because that's the thing, there's a lot of people who went, I think it's maybe because a lot of those people were the ones who later went to just streaming, because like there's like Blu-ray, believe it or not, a lot of people skipped out on Blu-ray. Like, a lot of people went from DVD to Blu-ray to streaming. Like, but there were more that actually went from just DVD to streaming. And I think a lot of times people would take the picture quality of those things for granted. And, like, because people don't realize that DVD's codec is something that's ancient, actually. So, it's really a shame, like, how a lot of the modern things aren't even released on DVD. Like, so many things are released on DVD now. But there's some things that aren't released on DVD. I'm like, why can't they just choose? It's a whole rant I could go into another time. Now is not the time for that, so yeah. But then here's the extended edition. Also 3D. Like Lord of the Rings, they always have a nice little thing on the back. It's an acorn. And again, I like how they kept up with the black cases, like the Lord of the Rings. They don't match the Lord of the Rings ones quite a lot, but they still are at least somewhat matching, so. The black cases. So again, yeah, the extended, includes New Zealand, Home, Middle Earth, the extended edition, yeah. I don't know exactly, I don't know if that's the same one, like bonus features on, I'm not 100% sure, so. But then disc, Blu-ray, the Appendices Part 7, A Long Expected Journey, The Chronicles of the Hobbit Part 1. Experience the making of The Hobbit, an unexpected journey through a multi-part chronological history of the filming from pre-production through principal photography, including boot camp training for the main cast and the world of digital and physical effects. And then the Appendices Part 8, Return to Middle-earth. Explore the characters and backgrounds of the 5 families of dwarves and meet the actors chosen to play Thorin's company on the quest of the Lonely Mountain. Get to know Bilbo Baggins and journey through Middle-earth with the filmmakers from concept to stunning New Zealand locations. Like, I don't get why people, like a lot of people say, like, why are you buying the 3D releases if you don't have a 3D TV? But something about a 5-disc set is more substantial than a 3-disc one. They just feel more substantial and more special. I don't know why. They just do. So, but if the regular edition looks substantial enough and feels substantial, then I'll just go with the regular usually. Like, Monsters University. I liked the cover, the collector's edition with the silver border, better than the 3D, Ultimate Collector's Edition 3D one with the gold border, because the cover was just... I just prefer the regular cover, so that's probably... I still haven't gotten a copy of Monsters University yet, ever, because as a kid, I collected things that were sort of expensive, and I just haven't bothered to find one, so... I'm sort of slowly but surely collecting, because there's a lot of other things that I collect, too, so... Yeah, there's the discs, so that's what... But I think, again, but that's sort of my opinion on substantiality is a really big part of collecting for me, so... How this one feels way more substantial than the regular version. Despite both being pretty substantial anyway, but yeah. And then... Oh, this one actually was April 2014. This one came out, I should mention, not not March, so yeah. This is The Desolation of Smaug, just regular 3D. This was the best of the trilogy, I think, so. Special features, Peter Jackson invites you to the set. And then, also includes production videos, go behind the scenes as the film is shot and scored. Plus New Zealand, Home, Middle Earth, Part 2. It also includes the 2D version playable on your standard Blu-ray player. which is good. So, and then here's the Blu-ray 3D case. Ultraviolet, and there's an ad for your ultraviolet code, and then an ad for Lego The Hobbit, which is perpetually incomplete. It was stupid to release it before the last movie, and they said, "Oh no, we have no plans to ever release a DLC." Then why the frick did you release the game in the first place? So, like, yeah, I just thought that was stupid. So, like, having an incomplete game and choosing to never update it just because, just because we said so, just because we felt like it. So, yeah, and there's the Blu-ray special features, and then there's the DVD. I guess they wanted to sort of release it when the popularity for the movie was sort of like fresh, because once the series was over, the popularity was obviously going to die down, and it was going to not have sales. But if that's the case, then why don't you just release the DLC? Like, that's why the DLC would have been a great idea. Because then it's like a compromise. You give a little bit, and you take a little bit, so... Yeah, each person has to give in a little, so that's literally what compromising is. But anyways, so... Then here's the Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug Extended Edition 3D. This one I hadn't acquired for a long time because I was stupid as a kid. Because I really wanted it. I just bought the Extended Edition DVD set. I was really stupid to do that. I don't know why I did that. It was really stupid. But I later, for many years, I did not have this Extended Edition in Blu-ray form. So I finally got it in 2020. I had to wait that long to get... Like, that's the thing when I was a kid. There's a lot of things that I had that I never... Just, at the time, I just couldn't afford to do because I was just a kid. I didn't have really a job and everything. Now I have more opportunities to make money, so even then I just sort of... So a lot of things I still haven't yet gotten to replace things, but yeah. A lot of things I actually get as gifts too, and that's why. Like, I had a TikTok, actually, like, I made a thing where I posted a video of my collection, like, some of my collection, and then one guy says, "How do you afford all this? Are mommy and daddy floating the bill?" And I'm like, well, I'm thinking in my head, like, that guy wouldn't have said that if his mommy and daddy weren't floating his bill, so, yeah. Yeah, and, like, gifts, and I've been collecting for years. It's not like I just went out and bought my whole collection one day, so, yeah. Sorry if I'm very ranty tonight, I don't know what's going on, but whatever. Yeah. And then this, you get the Disc 3 Extended Edition Filmmakers Commentary, includes New Zealand Home Middle Earth Part 2. And then Disc 4 on Blu-ray, The Appendices Part 9, and Into the Wilderland, The Chronicles of Hobbit Part 2. Join cast and crew as they share their experiences making the second installment of the Hobbit trilogy in this comprehensive chronology of the production, featuring blocking and filming of key sequences from Lake Town to Smaug's Lair, stories from the set, stunts, special effects, VFX, and much more. And then The Appendices Part 10, The Journey to Erebor. Meet new characters and creatures joining the adventure. Then watch Smaug the Magnificent and the realms of Middle-earth evolve from concept to creation, all to be captured in pioneering high frame rate 3D technology, before taking a revealing look at Howard Shore's brilliant score. This one, the movie. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we also got this one again, the theatrical cut, because I sort of didn't buy the theatrical cut, I just sort of bought the extended edition at the time, but I wanted the 3 theatrical complete. Found this at a yard sale, I think in 2022. I was really a long time. But this is, yeah, it's either 2021 or 2022. Yeah, I think it was 2022. This is the Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies 3D. This originally cost $28.79 at Walmart. I think it seems like a Walmart sticker. Blu-ray 3D plus Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital HD ultraviolet. This one's in much better condition than the other two because I wasn't a kid taking it in my backpack to school to show my friends in the learning center. I just sort of keep them. I take a lot better care of my movies now. Like, sometimes movies you'll see I reacquired because the cases were beat up before and I made a mistake. But that's the thing about streaming. The one thing that is sort of a silver lining into that is that DVDs are now dirt cheap, so I can get them for a lot easier and more affordably, so here's the Blu-ray. Recruiting the Five Armies, see how each epic army was conceived and realized with a focus on the characters that make them great. Completing Middle-earth, rediscover the 6-film saga from the vantage points of the characters, cast and filmmakers who spent 17 years bringing it to the screen. The Last Goodbye music video, sung by Billy Boyd, and New Zealand Home Middle-earth Part 3. And then inside here, gotta get the Blu-ray 3D case. Your digital code in the back. You get the Hobbit Kingdoms of Middle-earth ad. And then there's the Part 1, Part 2, then there's the Blu-ray special features, and then the DVD. And then lastly, you get this one. Now, this is not the 3D version, and I'll tell you exactly why. For Christmas, I asked for the Hobbit Battle of Fire Armies Extended Edition for Christmas 2015. And my mom bought one to the store, so she told me she bought the 3D version. She was leaving the store, but then she saw the really cool box that had the statue in it. And she figures that feels more like a substantial Christmas present. And that was more, she did that to surprise me. She says, I hope he likes it. And now the thing about that, I was, of course, very happy because, like, again, I don't have a 3D TV. So this was fine. It's still, because of its package, feels very substantial. So, again, it would be nice to have the 3D, but I don't really need it, so. But I'm not going to show the box. It's up on my shelf. I don't want to have to move the camera up there or whatever. But it came with a really nice statue, at the end. Like the end of the movie where Gandalf and Bilbo are sitting on the rock. But basically, the first two Hobbits had that as well. And I think the theatrical, the Desolation of Smaug actually had a set like that too, actually. So it's just a couple statues like that. But like more like the ones that were in the Lord of the Rings set is what the sets are what the Desolation of Smaug theatrical had. But yeah, in the United States, those gift sets had the 3D version. In Canada, they never did. I don't know why that was the case. But I think if you're buying the gift set, then you're most likely going to be wanting the complete set. So that's kind of stupid. But whatever. You can see inside here. Let me just grab this out of here. Okay. And if I do find the 3D for cheap, I might get it. I get it someday, but for now, I'm fine with this. You can see the black is just the regular Blu-ray logo because there's no 3D here. You're going to get the extended edition with plus the filmmakers commentary, includes New Zealand, Home, Middle Earth Part 3. The appendices Part 11, The Gathering Storm, The Chronicles of the Hobbit Part 3. Learn what it was like to be on the set with stories from the cast and crew as they share their most essential, memorable, and entertaining moments in production, and see stunts and effects in action as they're filmed. And then the appendices Part 12, Here at Journey's End. Plan alongside the filmmakers as they create one of the most complex cinematic battles ever filmed, which only lasted 5 pages in the book. Watch how makeup, hair, prosthetics, costumes, and weapons come together to form new characters and explore key realms. Then join the filmmakers as they bid an emotional farewell to Middle-earth. And there's the digital code, and there's again the ad for the and then ad for the same ad that was in the theatrical version. So there's the movie and then the 2 appendices. So yeah. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Middle-earth movie of the 6 movies? Is it like which of the Lord of the Rings, which of the Hobbit, or which is all your favorite? For me, they're both. It's almost like 2 really long movies, and I think Lord of the Rings trilogy. If I had to pick one, I'd say the Return for the theatrical. I'd say Fellowship of the Ring, because the theatrical Return of the King cuts out so much, and the Return of the King for the extended, I'd say Return of the King. But overall, they're just like one big movie. So can I really choose? So yeah. But anyways, tell me what your favorite one is in the comments. This is Pixar Man 2001 signing out. Peace.